Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we are playing with the Lexus ISF. It needs an oil change. It's got quite a lot of oil in it, 9.3. I don't know, is that quarts or litres? It's got a lot of oil in anyway. I'm going to need at least 2 of these. I have got another one just in case. And an oil filter. The oil filter is actually, let me show you the number. That's the Toyota number. This also fits a Toyota Tundra pickup. So I suggest you don't buy it from Lexus because they'll just charge you more money. And it's one of these types. So it's inside a metal housing. So you need, well, you don't need, but it's easy if you've got one of these adapters that fit on the end, and then you can undo it with a ratchet. And it's covered up with a little cover which has got 10mm bolts holding it in, and you also get some O-rings. I don't think we need the little one, just the big one, which fits on the casing. So we need to throw the one on the casing away, cover this one in some new oil and put that on. I'll show you that when I do it. That's about it really. I'm going to do the cabin filter, I'll show you that, and I'll show you a bit about how to enter the fact that we've done an oil change into the car's computer, so it records all that kind of stuff. We also need to take the sump plug off and change the washer on that, and that's about it. So let's go. I'll get underneath and I'll show you the little hatch that we have to take off, and that's where the oil filter lives. Right, we've got the cover off. This is the housing and the filter is inside that. There's a little cover, just a plastic thing, and it's got, let me move around, it's got 4 of these holding it in, like self-tappery things. These are quite rusty. I'm going to clean these up and paint them, I think, to protect them. They have actually got a Phillips in the end as well, which you could maybe use if they're a bit stuck in there. Now, to empty the engine, it's right back there, so I've actually only got it up on a jack at the minute. I think I'll get the jack stands out and get it up on both sides just to make it a little bit safer, because I'm going to be quite a bit further under the car, so I'll do that first. Oh, right, we're a bit further up now. Now you'll see I've taped a bit of cardboard where the oil is likely to shoot out. What I don't want is I don't want it going over the top of the plastic and shoot down there and drip out all over the bloody place. So I'm hoping this will mitigate that. Obviously most of it's going to go down. This is a 14mm nut, and it looks like I'm going to need an extension to get it out. It's got an aluminium crush washer on it, little blue ones that Toyota sell. I haven't got one of them. I'm going to put a copper crush washer on it, because to me aluminium copper is about the same, and I'll get some of these blue ones for next time I do it. I don't think it makes any difference, to be honest. You could probably put a fibre washer on it, it'd be fine. It's not really under high pressure. And then we can empty the oil out into, I bought an oil catch plastic doobie, worth its weight in gold. You do have to remember to take out not only the plug that's in the hollow here, but also this one on the side, because this lets the air out. Because when oil rushes into the can, if the air hasn't got anywhere to go, the oil will splitter and splatter all over you and all over your driveway. Not great. So I'm going to do this off camera because it's a two-handed job. I'm going to undo this nice and slow, and then when the oil starts to dribble out, let it out. There's a lot of oil in this car. Let's hope it all fits in this can. In fact, I'll double check the capacity of this, so if it isn't 10 litres, I'm in trouble. Right, that's all done. Thankfully the can took the 10 litres. Well, it'll be a bit less. It'll be, I think officially it's 9.3, and with the filter still in it's 8.3. Hard to believe there's a litre of oil in the filter, but we'll see. This is the washer, the Toyota washer, blue on both sides, but you can see it's a sheet of aluminium that's been stamped out, and you can see the ridge where it's been crushed. I've got these copper ones that I bought in a kit, so I've just put the same size copper one, it'll work fine, no problem at all. Now, I'm going to empty the oil thing because it's full to capacity, and then I'll come back and we'll have a go at the filter. Right, so I've emptied some oil out of the catch can. The good thing about having lots of cars is you've always got lots of empty oil bottles. So I've put 2 or 3 litres out of this just to give me some space. I don't really know how much is going to come out of the filter. Right, so now we need to use this, and that also fits the smaller, so it's not 1/2 inch, so that's 1/4 inch. So I can take it off with this. So I'll unscrew the filter housing and show you where the oil ring is. Ooh, so quite a lot of oil comes out actually. And there's the filter. I'll have a look at that in a minute. Here's the housing. You can see where the O-ring goes. You have to get that right. Don't put in that bottom one where it's got the slots in. And the filter goes in there. And I'll have a go at cleaning all that out. So what we do is put the new filter in there, put the O-ring in there. I don't know whether you're supposed to put any oil in this or not before you fill it up. But anyway, you just put the filter in there and then screw that back on, then we can put the oil in. Right, again, this is where having a set of picks comes in handy, because you can use this to hook this O-ring off. They're a bit awkward to get out otherwise, so I heartily suggest buying a set of these. They cost next to nothing. I think I got 2 sets for like under 10 quid, and they come in handy for all sorts, so treat yourself to a set. Okay, at this point I've put a full 5 litres in, and we're 1 1.25 litres out of this one. And when I pull the dipstick, you can just see the oil on the minimum mark, or just below the minimum mark. So I'm just going to leave it for a minute or two, check there's nothing coming out of the drain plug and the filter housing, which so far there hasn't been. If that's the case, I'm going to renovate these bolts on the cover. I'll give them a quick renovate, and then I'll put the cover on, and then we'll get the car down flat and we can do the final top off for the oil, just so I don't overfill it. Right, we've quickly sojourned into the workshop. Please excuse the mess. I'm currently making a greenhouse. Right, so that's by the by. I've wire brushed those dirty 10mm that hold the little oil filter flap on, and luckily I've got a can of black spray, so I'm just going to tidy them up because they're quite rusty. I don't want them to get any worse. You know, I've lived through the Audi, so yeah, I'm going to spray these black, leave them, get something to eat, and then we'll continue. Right, what I'm going to do next is the cabin air filter. If you open the glove box, there's sometimes like an extra tray in here which clips in. I've removed it because it just gets in the way of the stuff I have in the glove box. And at the back there is this plate with little tabs on the bottom which just pulls out, pulls away, and then in the back there you can see where the cabin air filter lives. Now, if you don't have the air conditioning in your car set to the right setting, you can't get to it, because this the black piece with the white plastic above stops you getting to the air filter, and that's to do with the setting of this button here. So if I just start the engine up, right, so we're on air from the exterior of the car and automatic, and the thing is down. Now if I press the button, whoop, you see it go up there? So now we're recirculating the air inside the car. Again, if I set it to inside, the little flap is shut, and if I press it again, it lifts so you can get to the filter. So if you take this panel off and think, where the hell's the filter? That's where it is. It's hiding behind that white piece, which you have to get the car to move out of the way. Right, you can now pull the filter out. Now what you need to do is press on the left hand side, there's a tab, and on the right hand side there's a similar tab, and the thing in the middle is, I think it's there for you to be able to pull it out, because it's like a little handle, so like that. So you kind of have to pull the handle and press that one in and lift it up a bit, and then lift the other side up, and then you can tug it out, and there's the filter. so I'll get the replaced. So I've taken the old one out. You have to take note of the airflow. Can you see that it says up with the arrow up? And that's the way it is. So the way it fits in, up is on the top, if you see what I mean. So the arrow needs to be pointing. I've put a Bosch one in. Ironically, the one that Lexus fitted is a no-name thing. So the airflow comes from the bottom and up through the filter like that. From there up to there. And then you just push this back in, push it down on the clips and put the little flap back in front. It's relatively easy. This is the easiest cabin filter of any car we own, so not bad. It doesn't look too dirty. There is a little bit of seeds and stuff in there, but not too bad. So the other thing you can do if you've got one of these cars is if you go into setup, vehicle and maintenance, it gives you the option to sort of track what you're doing to the car. So you can see here that engine oil and oil filter are now green. They were red, warning me that they need to be done. So if you press that, you get a reset button here. So you can press reset and it says effectively, have you changed the filter? You say yes, and then it puts in a new date for when it will remind you. And same with the engine oil. You get a reset button, meaning that you can reset the clock on how long it should take before it needs doing again. I mean, they've got 10,000 miles or a year, depending on how much mileage you do. But then it's tracking everything. If you want to, you can track tyre rotation, batteries, even the wiper blades, if that's your thing. So, I think the only thing we've got left to do now is have a look under the bonnet, finally check the oil level and top it off, and then it's done. So, usual message, if you've enjoyed this, if it's helped you, please like and subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.